on, friends? My name is Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Stop playing video. Thank you. Welcome to Sim Sunday. We're going to do some simming. I'm wearing the softest shirt in the world. My Gem Fan shirt. I don't understand. It's softer than any other t-shirt I've ever owned. I don't know. This is my full-time job. If you'd like to support me, please head on over to CiottiFPV.com. This is what it looks like. There are a whole bunch of different ways that you can support me so that I can keep doing this each and every day. The biggest one is Patreon. The Patreon has taken kind of a nosedive lately, so if you don't have recurring monthlies set up over on Patreon, I think they might have kicked you off or something like that. So check that out to make sure you don't miss out on all the good things going on over there. Email notifications when I do go live, access to all the Discord channels, access to the Facebook group, and then lots of really good articles on PID tuning, filter tuning, troubleshooting, all different kinds of stuff, deals, Patreon-only live streams, all kinds of good stuff going on over there. YouTube and Instagram links. Over on Etsy, I've got a whole bunch of stickers and rando hardware that you might need. Over on Fiverr, I'm doing flight instruction, helping out with tuning and build planning. So if you want to fly like I just was, I can help you out with that, and I would absolutely love to. The flight coaching is something that that's really, like, in a perfect world, what I would do moving forward. That's the one thing that I really, really, really enjoy. So yeah, do that or else. T-shirts over on Teespring. FPV Exchange, I've got an awesome little store over there that Nevin built for me. And then look at all these affiliate links. If you're ever doing an order on any one of these websites and you remember to hit my affiliate link before you check out, I will get 1 to 6% of that total, of the total shopping cart. So FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, Camera Butter, or AliExpress. Some of you folks in the chat have replaced your bookmarks to these websites with the affiliate links. That way you don't have to try to remember to come here and click the links. But, you know, whatever works for you. In the chat, if you'd like to talk directly to me, all you've got to do is type CiottiFPV. This is what it looks like on my side when you do that. Every time you type either @ or just regular old CiottiFPV, it lights up an orange, and then I know that you're talking directly to me. You guys can do that to each other as well if you want to get somebody's attention. Or if you want to talk directly to me and you want to support me, you can do a super chat. If you don't want YouTube to take 30% of it, you can head over to CiottiFPV.com, scroll down here, and there's a PayPal button. If you hit this, it'll link you up directly with PayPal. What I want you to then do is tag me in the chat and say, hey, Ciotti, I just sent you, whatever over on PayPal. So I can give you a shout out and give you some love because, yeah, man, you guys literally make this possible. Each and every one of you are the only reason that I'm able to do this full time. And as I've said a million times before, I'm just going to keep going until I can't afford to. That's, yeah, chasing the dream, yo. In the chat, who do we have? Richard, Robin Duckett, Gel Captain, Huff19, Abraham, Charlie FPV, Patio Patterson, S. Grace, Brandon Woodford, EBR FPV, Family Guyver, Frank Nicholas, Bald Man FPV, June Loco, Quad Killer, Angry Rodan, Chomper is in the house. Chomper is finally home, done with his U.S. Grand Tour. Abraham, Moto Ref, Martin Wynn, DQ, Chris Mel, lots of repeats, Synthetic OG, Layman Board. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, you got to get here earlier. The folks, and say something. The folks that have tagged me so far, Robin Duckett says, whoop whoop. Gel Captain says, hi there, handsome, how are you doing today? I'm good, Gel. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Get your hamburgers, get your hot dogs. And then have a stomachache tomorrow. Brandon Woodford says, what's up? Angry Rodan says, are your drones registered and have you passed the trust? I don't know what the trust is, Angry Rodan, and we don't register drones in the US. Huff19 says, Patreon took my autopay this month, FYI, very cool. Michael Blade says, hey, what's up? Gel Captain says, still figuring out my best 3.5-inch freestyle lightweight build. What would you choose, Brother Hobby 1505 or X Nova 1804 3500? X Nova 1804 for sure. The Brother Hobby 1505, they're actually 1504.5. They're probably gonna not quite be enough for the 3.5-inch props. The 3.5-inch props are gonna be heavier and more draggy than the 3-inch props. And yeah, the 1504.5s are perfect on 3-inch, but what that usually means is if it's perfect on, if a motor is perfect for 3-inch, it's almost guaranteed to not be quite enough for 3.5-inch. So yeah, there's that. Brandon Woodford says happy 4th. Robin Duckett says, ooh, got some bad news for you because you have to register now in the US. Well, that sounds like a fucking pain in the ass. Whatever, I'll figure it out. Hey, who knows, I came into Joshua's stream a little bit late. What the hell was that $250 camera and board setup? I think is it made by Foxeer? Somebody tell me what's going on. As of July 1st, need to head over the FAA. Huh. Whatever, I'll do it eventually. We're all fucking outlaws anyway. Right? Is that working? Yeah, that's working. Cool. So we're going to be doing a quick camera swap here today. So I've got iFlight and I've got RunCam. What is it, guys? Make up your minds. We're going to do a quick camera swap on this rig here. And then we're going to jump into Velocidrone. It's Sim Sunday. It's back. So I've got 2 iFlights and I've got 2 RunCams. The 5th person to say either iFlight or RunCam wins. Abraham says it's RunCam branded by iFlight. Oh, okay. Very cool. $250 is a lot. Jesus. iFlight repackaged a RunCam. Huh. $250. I guess it's. I guess they're kind of going after GoPro or whatever. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. That's pretty cool. $250 though. My God. Unless I can get that from Amazon with some kind of physical damage protection, I'm out. To be real honest. All right. So let's get to work. But remember.
諦めんなよ諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメ目諦めたら周りのことを思えよ応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろってあともうちょっとのところなんだから俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそネバーギブアップ
That's gonna be my, I'm gonna have that for whenever I switch screens from now on. It's actually a really good thing to kick off right before we start working on quads, because all I want to do when I start working on these goddamn things is give up. So maybe that'll be our new transition from Q&A to screaming at our quads as we work on them. I got a couple of, look at this here. Oh, here, look at, hold on. I've completely and utterly stolen that from Mighty Car Mods. Go watch Mighty Car Mods. They are awesome. One of the best channels on all of YouTube. Look at this. This is, so my little workbench here has this camera mounted to the top of it on a couple little extension sticks. I don't know what the hell to call them. And they're not quite long enough. Like, I kind of want to pull this camera a little bit farther this way, but I didn't have enough of the little extension sticks, so I got a couple more, and this is what they look like. They're just 1/4 20 extensions, but they're surprisingly hard to find. So next live stream, I'll have this camera farther this way, and maybe it'll make it easier for you guys to see. It'll definitely let me drop the camera down lower so that I can show you guys soldering a little bit better, which hopefully will be, I don't know, I mean, I could technically do it right now. Fuck it, let's do it right now. Prepare for seizure. Wait, no. I'll put you guys on this camera so that it's not full screen seizure, just in case anybody's watching on like a television. I don't want you to die. So let's try it. Let's see if it's any better. All right, I'll take this all the way off. I'll put it like that. Well, wait. Here's what it looks like. Now that I have the camera off of it, it's a ball head. That's what she said. It's a ball head mounted to the front of the box, and then there's the stick. So you can see the little extension kit. The little extension kit comes with a short one, a medium one, and a long one. And so now I have a second extension kit here. I can, I can get rid of these two shorties. I guess the two little shorties are the same as the longie. Yeah, they are. They put these nice little holes in here so that you can put things in to loosen and or tighten. Wow, I really cranked that tight. Jesus. So there we go. There's two of the little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all the long ones and all the medium ones, I think. Jesus. Wait, no, I'm going the wrong way. Ah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to use both of these mediums and both of the longs. And let's see how that is. See if that's any better for you guys. That's right. I said ball head. Alright, let's put these guys in here and we're going to crank this. Okay, that feels good. And let's put another one on here. So that's, I mean, that's already quite a bit longer. Every woman's dream. So that's already a little bit longer. Let's just pretend. So that'll put it right around here. And yeah, I mean, that's definitely better. And it's not so, the problem's gonna be the longer it is, the more wobbly it's gonna be, especially when I'm like banging on the desk and getting all angry and stuff. So let's go all the way. Let's put it on the full long mode with both of the mediums here, and we'll try that out today. We'll see if it's too wobbly, and then we'll adjust. How about that? All right, so these guys are all cranked down amongst themselves. Let me go back to this cam because I'm about to spin this all around. And yeah, we'll see how it is. So there's that. Oh, you know what? I probably can't spin it up on this rod as much. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so now the problem I'm running into is the camera cord is not quite long enough, which becomes sort of a pain in the ass, but not the end of the world. Let's just leave it, and I'll leave it kind of hanging a little bit. Actually, I'll throw a quick zip tie on it. So that's where we're at now. Wow, that's a big difference. Jesus, it's like all up in my face now. But yeah, okay. Okay, let's give this a try. This might, I mean, it might get to the point where it's a little weird for you. Like, I might want to flip this image upside down at some point so that you guys are kind of like looking like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Let's try it. If you guys start getting confused because if it feels like it's upside down, I think is what I'm trying to say, let me know. But that seems like it's kind of just straight, absolutely straight down. You know what I'm saying? So let's try it. The other thing that this is going to help with is the fact that a lot of times I feel like I'm working on shit too far forward on the desk. I'm gonna need to move the stickers around too. So this is cool because it it allows me to kind of work on things here, which is where I usually tend to kind of gravitate towards when I'm working on stuff. So let me put the little shorties away. Come in these funky little things to protect them. And let's get into it. Well, no, we'll save the other one. I don't know why. Angry Rodan says it looks good. DQ, hassle building, rebuilding. Angry Rodan says, only trying to help, be careful because you monetize videos. Stupid FA wording their rules can come after you. Yep, I know, Angry. Family Giver says, no full-fledged fireworks for people with epilepsy. Awful kind of you. I am monetized, but none of my actual flying is monetized. So, yeah, like, whatever. I'll take care of it one of these days. I'm sure they're not just going to, like, instantly launch into suing everybody. They're not the devil. They're just trying to keep us safe, you know? So they're going to go after the people that are actually being idiots first. And there's plenty of people actually being idiots. Okay, so I'm already seeing a problem with this camera being here. There's a lot of back of hand. Wow, okay, so I can really work on this thing closer to me now. That's really, really nice. Like I said, usually I'm having to push the rig really far forward to get it into the view of the camera. But not so much right now, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to pull the top plate on this, pull the camera out, and swap it on over. Right now it's got a Predator V5 in it. I'm going to be trying out these Starlight Predators, or Starlight toothless cameras, which should be kind of fun. On the Basher rig, I am going to leave the Predator so that I can head-to-head these. The Basher rig is what we were working on yesterday, was it? Maybe the day before, to get the ESC swapped. When I realized that the ESC was fine, and all we actually needed to do was a base plate swap, which unfortunately is a lot more work than an ESC swap. But I'm putting on the new generation base plate, which will be much stronger. So in theory, that'll be maybe like the last base plate swap that I have to do. That's not true. I'll definitely have to swap the base plate again at some point, but it shouldn't be for a while because the new base plate is a lot stronger. Angry Rodan says, looks good. Abraham says, we're accustomed to sitting across the table for you at this point. Yeah, that's true. Angry Rodan says, Angry Rodan, rather, says, I like it better in FPV view. What's that mean? CH3FPV says, you have to redo the sticker job on the mat. Yeah, I do. Mr. Huggy says, the FAA deems that if you post a video to YouTube of your flight as commercial work, as YouTube either pays you or gets paid through adverts, so you guys need part 107. Interesting. J-Drone says hello, and I'm all caught up. Alright, let's keep going here. Okay. And this side. Yeah, as we've discussed before, I don't do any commercial flying. I only fly for fun. That's come up a number of times on the streams. So it's you know, it's a real gray area, but I'll get my part 107 at some point here. That's for sure. Okay. The general consensus that I've heard from almost all of the pro pilots is just to kind of wait to get it, and like it's like the FAA will kind of let you know when you need to get it, basically. Like, not specifically, but I think you know what I mean. So it's all good. Don't worry about me, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I've been around the block once or twice here. I've been in this world for a little longer than most of you guys, and I'm kind of tied into to the people that have been through it and know the sort of the best way to kind of handle it and deal with it. So I appreciate you guys caring, but it's all good. I'm no dummy. Let's go and where is this coming from? Where's this green wire coming from? Oh, this is an audio. I think this is an audio wire. So this is exiting on this side. So I'm going to run the camera wires down there and through that, and then I'll hook them up here. So let's do that. And I'm going to run the remote control wire in the same kind of manner. In the same, not manner, in the same path. That's the word I was groping for. Alright. And there we go. Okay. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Come on, guys. Cooperate. Cooperate, bundle of wires. I need you. There we go. To let this guy through. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is just basically wire management here. What I'm doing. I just want to make sure that the why is that so loose? What the hell is going on there? Hold on. What? Why is that moving around like that? This one ain't like that. What happened? Well, that's a little odd that this TPU is so loose here. Which rig is this? This is the purple standoff rig. Let's go to. Let me switch these guys out. But first, let's get caught up on chat here. Gel Captain says, "Why is your iMac funding still up?" Because I haven't bought it yet, Gel. Ricardo Faria says, "If possible, I would suggest locking white balance and exposure of that cam." Noted, Ricardo. I haven't actually flown these yet, so that's good to know. Layman Board says, "Predator V5 Nano split in half when my ELRS fail-safed." Yeah, FPV cameras splitting in half is more common than you'd think. I've got probably a dozen cameras where the case is split in half. All different cameras, Micro Eagle, Fox Ear, Caddx. It doesn't matter, man. The FPV cameras take such a beating. Mr. Huggy putting up a link to an article on pilotinstitute.com. Jay Drone says, "Notice you run a 30x30 each and 20x20 flight controller in the front. Is that mainly for weight savings? I take it you haven't been able to feel any adverse flight characteristics with having the gyro not in the center." Yeah, there is absolutely no reason to have the gyro in the center. That's been tested over and over and over again by everybody. My personal philosophy behind and the reason that I prefer the glide layout is that there's no wasted space and it pushes the camera. So if you want a true X frame, the front motors are going to be farther forward, which is going to give a mechanical torque advantage, but the props go in view a lot more when that happens. So in order to get the props out of view, what you do is you push the GoPro and the FPV camera forward. Well, now when you do that, now you've got a big chunk of wasted space up here that just happens to be roughly 20x20. So it gives you a spot to put the flight controller. 30x30 in the middle mainly is because I bought a whole bunch of the Acon AK32 30x30s all at once. The Basher rig, though, that we're going to fix maybe tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow night. The Basher rig actually has a 20x20 Acon, and it's plenty reliable. So as soon as if I can ever break all of these 30x30 Acons that I've got, I will actually go to the 20x20 Acons just to save a little bit of weight. And then, of course, in the rear, you've got your little communication package here, and I just noticed I need to put a wrap strap on there. I don't know how or why I didn't have one. I might have just forgotten it. But yeah, you end up with a build here where everything is as flat as possible, and that then allows you to go down to 15mm standoffs and 15mm standoffs are going to be a lot stronger than even 20mm standoffs. When you hit on one of these school bus style frames, when you hit inverted, it tries to bend all the standoffs. And having the 15mm standoffs, they're a shorter lever, and so it puts a lot less torque on them, and they become a lot more durable. So this glide setup here is like hysterically durable, and only 605 grams all up, which is like, I mean, nobody else has really been able to do that. So yeah, that's kind of a little quick overview of the glide setup. Good question, Jay. CH3FPV says, put some dental cloths inside the TPU of the cam mount. That's a good idea. Link me to good solder and flux. I can, Martin. Just scroll down. In my description is all kinds of really good stuff in the tools section. There should be both solder and flux down there. All right, let's keep going here. Oh yeah, let me switch these out. This is the purple rig, so there is kind of no reason for there to be red TPU on it. I color code the rigs so that if one of the rigs is acting a little funny when I'm out flying, I don't have to try to remember, oh, it's the rig with the... I can just, like, remember it's the red rig, or it's the purple rig, or it's the... You know what I'm saying? But it would appear that I only have those little guys in red. So that's fine. The majority of the TPU and the majority of the colors on this rig are purple, so that'll be fine. Let me use a couple of these new ones that were gifted to me, which was pretty awesome. So let's get these guys going here, and we'll bolt this camera down, slap the top plate back on, and we'll be good to go. Gary Higgins says, what frame was on top of your toolbox? There's some prototype frames up there that you guys probably shouldn't be looking at. Didn't think about that when I was moving the camera around like that. Ignore that. You saw nothing. Okay. Let's see if these are... Oh, yeah, that's way better. Way, way, way better. Okay, cool. Good to go. Let's pull this. Wow, I'm glad I pulled the top plate off of this rig. The not having any retention on this little bundle here is not a good thing. That could have bitten me in the ass. It's got VHB on it, so I would probably be okay, but I don't want to find out. It's easier just to not find out the hard way. Okay, so what I do with these little guys, I actually put a little 1mm plastic washer in here, just to take up some of the, or just to make it a little bit thicker, so that when I put the camera screw in, it doesn't, it gets tight against the TPU before it bottoms on the in the little brass insert fella. So let me just do that real quick here, and almost there. Actually, you know, I can just leave it like that, and then when I put the screw in it, it'll seat itself. And now let's do this one here as well. Come on, get in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And push that down. All right, good deal. So now we will put the screws in. These are, so I use these camera screws that are actually M3, which is kind of nice, instead of M2. They came with cameras, and I don't remember what the hell the cameras were, but I, like, covet them. because the little M2 camera screws are just nowhere near as strong and durable and whatnot. Let me actually screw this down to the mount, to the camera rather, and then I will put the whole camera and TPU onto the standoffs. The first time you do this, it's always a pain in the ass because this little washer doesn't want to seat itself. But I bet you if like I put it up here and just push on it a little bit. Let me not do that. Let me take a standoff and just put it on the desk. I just need to get the little plastic washer kind of seated a little farther down so that, oh my god, that was an explosion. So that there's enough thread to catch the who's what's it, you know what I'm saying, or what I'm not saying actually. Let's try it up in here. I think that's it. Yeah, that should be enough. That should be enough. Let's try it. Oh, I can feel it wanting to catch. All it has to do is catch that first thread and it'll be fine. Come on. Go, go, go. There it is. I think. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. So, there's the first one. This is going to prevent the camera from rotating in really hard crashes, which is kind of important. If the camera rotates hard enough in a really hard hit, it can either break the if you use cameras with plug headers on the back, which I don't. I use cameras with pads on them, but most people use cameras with plug headers on the back. It can break the plug header off, which is going to make flying the rig home awful difficult, or it can just rotate the camera so much in the mount that it's kind of unflyable. So this is actually one of those like little things that doesn't seem super important that's actually really, really important. So yeah, never ever ever put a camera in that doesn't have like really solid retention of the camera rotation, because it could very easily bite you in the ass down the road. Alright, so let me give this a little bit of up tilt here, and then we're going to put this down on the mounts, and then we'll plug it in, and we should be good to go. I am going to fire this up to make sure that the image is right. No, it's going to be right side up. It's fine. But I should fire this up to turn off. I think Foxeer turns on their OSD by default, and I think I maybe even need to plug this into Betaflight to go over to PAL. Well, when I put power to this and look at the OSD, I'll be able to tell whether or not the Betaflight OSD is working or not. So everything will kind of happen all at once. Okay. I keep forgetting about it. I really hate that Foxeer turns on their OSD by default. It's really annoying to me. I don't think RunCam does that. I could totally be wrong about that though. It kind of makes sense to run your OSD on by default, because like it's not that obnoxious, and so like people that use the Betaflight, it is kind of obnoxious though. I don't know, whatever. Alright, just making sure that this plug header is really seated well. Losing video is not something that you want to happen to you. Looks pretty good there. Just kind of checking the health of the little connectors. Basically just because I crash a lot, and I crash really hard, and it puts a lot of stress on everything, so when you have the chance, just check stuff over. And these little connectors are kind of awful. So it's a really good idea to check them as often as you possibly can, because they fail. They have a very low, like, recommended duty cycle, and yeah, they'll absolutely fail on you at some point. Big FPV says, I'm a believer in the Acon ESCs. I was messing with motor output limit, and for some reason the profile was on the wrong one, so I ran 6S on 2450 kV and actually flew great. Yeah, 6S on 2450 will absolutely work until the rig starts to get a little bit beat up. Then the PID loop will get a little bit angry. So yeah, I mean, you can do that, but you're like really dancing with the devil on that one. So just be really, really careful. If your rig is totally clean, you're going to be fine. Here's the other thing. So you would, in that case, you're not going to be able to open up the PID loop and give the PID loop access to 100% of the rig's power. By default, Betaflight limits the PID loop to 40 to 50% of the total amount of power available on the quad. Oh wow, this VHB is not sticky at all anymore. This could have been bad news. All right, I gotta replace this VHB as well. So yeah, it's called PID sum, and by default the PID sum is at 40%, which is great. That's where you want it, 40 to 50%. Unless you want to go really hard on tuning, in which case you should already know about PID sum if you want to go that deep into down the tuning rabbit hole. So what I do for these guys, because there is a plug header on the bottom of the Immersion RC Tramp. I do 4 layers of VHB basically, and I do that by just cutting it and then folding it over like this. And there we go. Come on. The hardest part of building quads right here, getting the backing off of the goddamn VHB. Well, I need to make another one anyway, so I'll take a breather and cut another one here. Okay. So, and I cut this one too short too. It's hard because you gotta cut them. You gotta try to cut them double wide. JT MacGyver says, coming to Atlanta next weekend for the NASCAR race. Need anything from the great state of Alabama? I'll think about it, JT, but probably not. It should be good. Hey, anybody that's anybody that's got I don't know what the word, accepted? Anybody that's got tickets to Flow State, make sure you let me know. Thus far, it's T-Bird, Bob Noxious, Athix, and CiottiFPV. Those are the only people that have let me know that they're going to be in town on the 16th for Flow State. I'm going to try to take you guys out before and or after, and or maybe we'll hang out here at my apartment afterwards, or even before. I don't know. We'll figure something cool out. There's going to be 140 pilots in Atlanta that weekend. So my thought process is that I want to take you guys to some of my spots here in Alpharetta, because the really popular spots are going to get just completely overrun. So we're going to go to Stables, we'll go to the corner dive building spot, and we'll go to the tree tunnel spot, which they're kind of Atlanta staples too. I mean, if you really want to try to hit the super popular Atlanta spots, I get it. Squares and some of those other ones, but yeah, it's going to be a shit show. There's going to be a lot of people at those spots, so don't expect to fly more than one battery. Don't expect to not get plugged in on, stuff like that. I'm not really interested in that. I really don't. I prefer to fly with like one other person, and that's it. So yeah, if you'd like to come and hang out with me and go to a couple of my little local spots where you're definitely going to be able to get a couple of batteries in, probably quite a few more than that, yeah, shoot me a message somewhere, anywhere, CiottiFPV, on all the social media platforms that matter. And yeah, I'll put you on the list, and then we will hang. It'll be good to meet some more of you guys. I got to meet a bunch of you at Rampage, which was super awesome, but I know a lot of you weren't able to go to, I mean, a lot of people in general weren't able to go to Rampage. Okay, I got that going, so we're going to put the VHB down, we're going to drop the VTX down on it, and away we will go. Putting it at a little bit of an angle just to give the plug header a little bit more kind of leeway up front, and the VHB on this Crossfire Nano is also pretty disgusting, so let's just really quickly swap that out. Again, when your VHB gets dirty, you can hit it with a lighter, but just replace it if you're not being super lazy. Having any of these components, again, in hard crashes, you wouldn't believe how easily these components can get yanked off and pulled, and yeah, you don't want them going out and getting caught up in the propellers. Because the props have a lot of energy behind them, and they will just rip your receiver right off, and then you're either going for a walk or driving home without your rig if you were flying somewhere unrecoverable. So pay attention to all these little things, and maybe when you're 4.5 years into the hobby, you'll still never have lost a rig. Although it is kind of inevitable that it happens at some point, because there's just too much that can go wrong with these rigs. Eventually it's gonna, it's gonna be the perfectly wrong scenario, and you're just gonna lose one. Oh, come on, man. Separate, you fuck. There we go. Okay. Stick this down here. And stick this little fella here. And away we shall go. Let's see how much wrap strap I need by cutting that and that. Okay. So I think this is the one from the red rig, so I'll just kind of match it up a little bit here. And okay, so that looks good. So we'll cut it there. Up like that. Up like that. And now we've got a little piece of wrap strap to hold our little communications package down. Let's get that going real quick here. It's turned into a lot more than I thought. Jesus. But that's alright. This shit is important, as I always talk about. Never half-ass some of these little things. There's a couple of things that you can kind of half-ass on these builds. I try my best to tell you guys the things that you really don't want to half-ass, because, yeah, like I've seen this right here let go, and the receiver or the VTX gets out too close to the propellers and gets chopped, and then that's that. Like, so yeah, there are just certain things that you really don't want to half-ass. Alright, so that's good. That camera's got good retention on it, but just for the sake of it, let's put the driver on this one more time. I'm actually going to use the MIP driver just to make sure I don't strip these camera screws out, and make sure there's a good amount of tightness here. So that now feels good. I got like another maybe quarter turn on that one, and then let's check this one. Yeah, this one's good too. Okay, so we got a little bit of up tilt. Now we're gonna plug this in. I'm gonna look through the goggles and I'll see if I can figure out, remember how to get the built-in Foxeer OSD turned off, because it's just annoying to have both OSDs on. It's not the end of the world. You can totally see like through the camera OSD into your Betaflight OSD, but it's just needlessly yeah, there's just no reason to do that. It's, if you can remember. Alright, I'll get caught up on the chat in 1 second, boys. Alright, so yeah, the Foxeer OSD is on. Is it, I think it's like hold the top button maybe? Let's try that. Holding the top button down, nothing's happening. Let's hold the left button down, that might be the one. Nope. Down button? Nope, maybe it is the center button. Usually holding the center button down is the what the hell is that? TLPPC? Well, it is on NTSC, which is good. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got AE, white balance, day, night, image enhance, video setting, special setting. So I think maybe the OSD is in special setting. Name open, voltage open. I guess I need to close these. That should turn them off in theory. Image style, sunset, no. I'm not allowed to change that? What the fuck? Why can't I change that? Let's go back in there. Well, that's strange. I'm not allowed to change the image style. Let's save and exit. Alright, so now the OSD is off, which is really good. Let me go back in there one more time, though. By hitting the center button. Special setting. Now maybe I can change it. Now it doesn't look like it's grayed out. No, I can't change it. Whatever. Video setting. Video standard PAL. Nope, we want NTSC. Oh, well now it's all fucked up. That's weird. I guess I'm... Oh, you know what? I switched the Betaflight OSD over to PAL. Interesting. Doesn't one of these have more vertical field of view? Let me check that. So I can see the globe part of the fan above, and then below, in the middle, I can just see the bottom edge of the black microfiber. Now I'm going to switch it over to PAL. And yeah, PAL has a little bit less vertical field of view. Whoa, okay, that didn't scare me a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go to NTSC. I'd rather have more field of view. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. That's been 2 minutes of changing settings. So I do need to hook this up to Betaflight and switch it to NTSC. And let's get the power unplugged here. Cool, so let's get this hooked up to Betaflight, switch that over to NTSC, and we'll be good to go. I need to do that to the other one. Frank Nicholas says your issue with backing on the VHB is that you're using side cutters, squishes it together, use an X-Acto blade, and it will push it hard, and don't push so hard. Interesting. I'll try that out, Frank. Michael Hill says, Joshua's stream I asked about the index finger when flying. What I mean, do you only use index finger to guide or actually push it with the thumb for movements the whole time while flying pinch? No, the majority of the work that your index finger is going to do while you're flying pinch is just to kind of control and just have like another point of contact with the stick. Like, believe it or not, you're doing 90% of the work with your thumbs, but the index finger is just there to kind of like almost damp the movements of the stick a little bit. It's hard to explain, but oh man, now I gotta redo my whole OSD. That's not annoying or anything. How do I usually have it? This guy here. This is the throttle value. That's usually 2 up. No, that's not that. I wonder if these are going to be too far off the bottom. MAH used is there. Amp rating is there. Timer is down here. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If not, let me know and I'll try to explain it in a different way. Okay. So then I'm going to put this up here. Pitch looks good. Throttle value, I can move this warning down a little bit. And let's save it. Okay, cool. So that should be good. And we're gonna plug power in one more time in the goggles just to make sure that the I didn't put those OSD elements too far down. Let's take a quick look. Sometimes you gotta move them one line up. So let's see here. Nope, OSD looks perfect. Pitch angle is in the top right. Fly timer is there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move. Kind of shift it off to the right a little bit. I'm going to move the right elements a little bit to the left. 1 notch to the left. It's kind of cutting off the last digit. It's cutting off half of the last digit of a bunch of stuff. And there's just kind of no reason for that. So let's go back in here, back into the OSD, real quick and we're just going to move this 1 block over. 1 block over. 1 block over, 1 block over, and I'm going to do the same with the LQ and the RSSI. Okay, that should be a little better. And I'll leave the RSSI here. LQ usually has a couple of digits, the first digit and then the colon and the 7-digit second digit. So that should be a little bit better. We're going to save it and go. Gel Captain says, where did you get that beautiful blue wrap strap? You can get it from Immersion RC or stateside. You can get it from Newbie Drone. GrizzFPV has come close to losing several, but so far, so good. I haven't yet. Gary Higgins says, I won't be able to make it to flow state, but I sure would love to fly with you one day soon. Sounds good, Gary. If you can get here, I'm always down. Michael Hill says, no, we got that. Layman Board says, that failsafe also crushed my VTX pigtail. Ugh, that sucks. Drone Pilot's in the house, and we're good to go. All right, cool. So this rig is good to go. We'll throw the top plate on, and we will move on. All right, so I do need to hang on to this remote control. And let me just check the rest of this over. We got these guys are fine. That's looking good. This is now got retention. Let's check the arms, make sure none of the bolts are backing out. Nope, nice and strong. Might as well throw a driver on them though, just real quick, just to make absolutely sure. Oh, that one actually took a little bit of rotation. Glad I did that. I think the others are going to be fine though. There was one diagonal where there was a little tiny bit of bend, but yeah, no, we're good. The rest are fine. Okay, cool. So this guy is good to go, tied down, fresh camera, and top plate. Let's get it going here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the, I just, when I jumped into Patreon, it was down. I think somebody that, I think maybe somebody that was on one of the, I don't know what's going on, but the Patreon has gone down by like $400 in the last couple of months. So, well, since April basically. But I know April it went up quite a bit because, you know, I gave away like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff. But yeah, I gotta just kind of keep my eye on it because I have a little bit more living expenses now. So yeah, I just gotta make sure I kind of stay on top of it. But you know, that's pretty normal. The Patreon does move up and down a little bit more than than I would like, because it's kind of scary when it does, but it's all good. Just the normal ebb and flow of a business, I guess. Why is this? What's going on here? Okay, so it's the top of the camera that is. Okay, cool. So there's a little gap between the top of the front standoffs and the top plate that I just wanted to kind of take a look at, and it's just because the camera's sitting up a little bit too high, because I haven't pushed those mounts down a little bit. They'll sort of naturally kind of come down once I crank this top plate on, so it'll be totally fine. And then when I haven't adjusted the camera up tilt yet, so once I adjust that, that'll probably push the mounts down a tiny little bit, and then all will be right with the world. All right, cool. 2 front screws are good. Let's put numbers 3 and 4 down here. Yeah, there's a lot of hand with the camera here. But then, I don't know, I assume now that there's no hand, it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. Maybe? I think the real test will be when I'm soldering. I think this camera location will be better for soldering. Maybe, I mean, if I start putting screws in like this, then you guys will be able to see it instead of it just being all hand. Maybe that's the compromise. Okay, so that guy is good. This fella is good. Let me go back up to these fronts and crank. Make sure that they're cranked down the appropriate amount. Oh shit! This GoPro mount has a big old rip in it. We got to repair that in a second here. Oh wow, both sides. All right, so let's just jump on that and take care of that real quick here. God damn, there's 10,000 real quick fixes that are adding up to a much bigger fix than I thought. Not much bigger fix, just much more time than I thought. I wanted to just try to get this knocked out and then get into the sim, but we gotta do this. Okay. Alright. Get that heat to kind of penetrate in there. Let those layers reconnect. I'm actually gonna add a little tiny piece of TPU to that, just to kind of beef it up. Once you've repaired these enough times, it'll kind of get to a point where the TPU has flowed around, and you'll start to find like a little weak spot. So to get around that, you just cut yourself a little chunk of TPU, drop it on there, and then you can melt it in. You just hit it with the torch again, and it'll just kind of flow in there. So I'm just gonna do this, and you just kind of use gravity. Like, just pay attention to keeping it like so that the flow goes downwards, and the little extra bit of TPU will just flow into the existing TPU. See that? Hope you guys see that. Alright, and there we go. And there it is. And now it's all completely flowed together. And now this other side I've already done that on, so I'm just going to skip that step and just put some heat in it. Although, you know, it is actually starting to kind of go through on that side, so I'm going to add a little bit. Just cut a little piece here. And same kind of thing, just drop it on there. That's close enough. That'll kind of melt itself in there. Come on, there it goes. There it goes. TPU is really fun stuff to work with. It's got some really unique characteristics to it. It's very sticky. It's very kind of just kind of workable. Like you can just work it around using heat and gravity. It's kind of cool. So this light has been really far away this entire time. This probably looks an awful lot better. I just need this to, I need it to ooze downwards a little bit here. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I mean about like using gravity. Like as you're applying the heat, gravity is how you're going to let the TPU flow. And see, so there we go. So now the front of that mount is both repaired and beefed up a little bit. See that? Isn't that cool? Yes, you could just print another one, but that's wasteful. Waste not, want not. My friends, I'm going to take a little bit of camera angle out, and I'm going to scooch these camera mounts down a little bit. And then we'll be pretty much done. I can plug the other rig in to the camera remote, get the OSD figured out, and or turned off rather, get the camera OSD turned off, I should say. And then we can jump into Velocidrone and do some formation flying, I think. Drop it in the chat. What do you guys want to see? Type F for formation, C for combat mode. We can do either formation flying or we can do combat mode, whatever you guys want. F or C. F for formation flying, C for combat mode. You guys pick. Pick what you want to see or what you want to be involved in. If you're planning on joining me in Velocidrone, that's cool too. Let me know what you want to do. F or C. Come on, this camera mount is, this FPV camera mount is really tight, which is good. But it's just kind of fighting me. I would rather it be really tight and fight me like this though than be loose butthole and move around, because the one side of this camera mount moving and the other side not moving will end you with a crooked camera view, and that is not good. You would not believe how shitty you will fly with a slightly crooked FPV camera. It throws everything off, and like as you're hurtling towards a gap that you want to hit, you will not hit that gap because you will be sliding sideways, because in your head you'll be flat, and in your head that means you're flying perfectly straight forward, but in reality you won't be flat. And yeah, you'll come at it you'll just smash into the fucking side of the gap, because you'll be kind of sliding sideways the entire time that you're flying towards it. It's a really big deal. It's the only thing that I like about vertical carbon fiber camera plates, is that there are pre-drilled holes, so your camera will never do that. The problem with them is your camera will break a lot more often, in my experience with those. So it's a little bit of a give and take. But yeah, using TPU camera mounts that are stiff on the standoffs, like what you guys got to see here on this stream so far, is sort of the solution to that. And then just kind of like look at your camera and just make sure that it's sitting properly. One of the things that I like to do is actually push these camera mounts upwards, like get the camera where it needs to be, and then push the camera mounts upwards so that the top of the camera, once you have your up tilt set, push the camera up so that it sits against the top plate. So I've got my camera angle set. The way that I set the camera angle is that with my eyeball, I just kind of draw a straight line from the back of the GoPro mount, which is 30 degrees, and then I line that up with the back of the FPV camera. So I just kind of hold it out like this. I just kind of hold the camera out like this, and I'll put the GoPro mount flat on the horizon, and then I'll just look at the FPV cam at the back of it. And as long as those two are parallel, that means the FPV cam is at 30. That's the wrong button. It's kind of an inexact thing to do, but it's always worked really, really well for me. So I need a little bit more camera up tilt, actually, now that I really do kind of look at and concentrate on it. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I don't know, you can just kind of tell. It's weird. Just do it and you'll see. You'll see what I mean. So now I'm going to push this TPU camera mount upwards a little bit so that the top of the camera is sitting on the bottom of the top plate. And that'll kind of give it a little bit of almost like memory in some weird way. That's not the right word. I don't know. It just kind of like locks the camera in, and it makes sure that the camera sits flat because that's what it does. It makes sure it sits flat because the top plate is flat no matter what. So we got that one. We got this one. And the back of that. And there we go. So now we're flat on the top plate. Just kind of look at the camera straight on, make sure it looks flat, and we're good to go. Check the up tilt one more time. Up tilt has not changed. So we're good to go. That rig is all set. Jesus. That was a lot more than I bargained for, but that's okay. So this other rig will be a lot easier. Because all we got to do is turn off the hopefully I can get to the little plug. Yeah, put the plug in a good spot there. We just got to turn off the OSD element of the Fox here, and I might as well put it on the NTSC while I'm at it. So let's just get in here and get the camera remote control plug pulled out, and there's like exactly not enough slack on it to get it out. Nope. It's kind of perfect. I just need to sneak like here while I plug it. And hey, there we go. All right. And goggles. All right, we're gonna get caught up on chat in 1 second. I just want to burn through some stuff here. Hold the middle button. Image. We're gonna go to special settings, and I'm gonna turn off the name, turn off the voltage, turn off the timer, and this won't let me change it out of sunset either, which is fine. And then we're gonna go to video settings. We're gonna put it into NTSC, and then we're gonna need to plug into Betaflight and fix that as well. Looks like I need to go back into special settings. That's weird. Close. Return. Save and exit. Okay. Awesome. And let's unplug this. I think the voltage has now dropped so low on this bench battery that the OSD thinks it's a 5S, so that guy needs to get recharged, which is fine. We're gonna unplug this, put that little wire away, and then we'll just plug into Betaflight real quick, get the OSD switched over to NTSC, and then we'll be done screwing around with real quads. We can play with fake quads. Okay. Just making sure that wire is in a good spot where it's not going to get... where it's not going to escape, basically. Alright. That is away. This is going away as well. Anybody flying fireworks tonight? Any plans? I know I will be. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been wanting to do that forever. It's gonna be really cool to finally get it done. Alright. So let's fire up Betaflight here, get into the OS. Nope. So this is the rig with the flight controller where the USB port is a little flaky. Come on, don't be a jerk. There we go. Cool, and don't need these. Let's connect. Let's go to OSD. And oh, this one was already on NTSC. That's weird. Hold on, please. I need to put power to this one more time. I could have sworn that the OSD elements went to hell when I switched it over to NTSC. But maybe I was seeing things. Nope, it's totally fine. That's weird. But I do want to move that down. I'm going to move the pitch into the left, and I'm going to move my name down a little bit. Weird. Okay. So let's get in here. OSD. I always forget to move my name down because the rapid fire stuff gets all janky up in there. Okay. So there we go. Now we're good to go. Okay. So speaking of PID sum, I am actually going to start moving my PID sum up a little bit. So yeah, the PID sum is how much power the PID loop has access to. And I'm going to start moving this up a little bit, which is going to make the tunes more aggressive. I'm just going to start to creep it up, though. So I'm going to set the main PID sum up to 600, which is 60% of the total available power. And I'm going to move the yaw PID sum from 40 up to 50. Set yaw PID sum limit up to 500. And I'm just going to keep moving these up. As I move these up, I'm going to have to bring the PIDs down. I'm going to have to bring the PID values down. So that PID sum is the amount of horsepower that you're giving the PID loop access to. And then the actual PI and D gains, those are based on timing. So there's a balance between those two things. And both Mark Spatz and Chris Rosser seem to think that moving that PID sum all the way up to 100% and then bringing so giving it as much horsepower as possible, but then backing the timing off with the P's, the I's, and the D's is the best bet. I'm gonna, I would have to fully retune if I move the PID sum up to 100%, which is a value of 1,000. I'm not really looking to fully retune my rig, so I'm gonna leave my tunes alone, and I'm gonna move that PID sum up gradually until my tunes are overtuned. And then what I'll actually do is I'll back my tune off, but I doubt that I'll be able to get the PID sum to 100%. I know this is, I know I'm going kind of deep. That's what she said. But we'll talk more in depth about it on another stream. Abraham says, things that are worth saving in a text file, OSD config, and aux channel mode settings, they rarely change with Betaflight updates. Never, as far as I can recall. Yeah, I've had my OSD in that forever. The aux channel and modes, I do a little bit differently on some of the micros versus the full-size rigs, depending on what flight controller's in them, so I don't actually save that. But having a text file of your OSD is really, really, really nice. Corsair FPV says, what method would you recommend to improve filter and PID tuning on a Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle? New black box logs running Betaflight 4.3. By the way, it's upgraded with Tracer RX. I mean, the biggest question that I ask at the beginning of any of my Fiverr tuning sessions to folks that hire me over there, Corsair, is what's wrong with the current tune? There's no reason to just tune for the sake of tuning. The whole point of tuning is, you know, currently the rig is having problems X, Y, and Z, and then you're going to try to tune those out. So the most important thing for me to know, I mean, there's a million other questions that I would ask you if you were to work with me one-on-one, but yeah, the biggest question is, what's wrong with it right now that you're trying to improve? If there's nothing wrong with it right now and you're just looking to tune because you hear everybody else's tuning, that's no good, right? Like that's just jumping on the bandwagon without knowing what the bandwagon is for. There needs to be like a reason to go into tuning, because the shittier your tune and the looser your tune, the more forgiving the quad is, the more banged up your motors can be, the more banged up your props can be, the more banged up your frame can be. So you actually want to run the shittiest tune possible for the intended use of the rig. So like if the intended use is producing cinematic footage, then your tune has to be kind of locked down, because wobbles and shakes in cinematic footage look terrible and a producer is not going to want to buy that from you. But if you just fly for fun, there's really no reason to crank your tune up and have it be rock solid, because you're literally flying a rig that's more of a loaded hand grenade with the pin pulled. So yeah, that's really the biggest thing there, is like, what's the rig doing wrong that you're trying to fix? And then, because tuning is a lot of things. It's filter tuning, it's PID tuning, it's mechanical tuning. Like, there's a lot of things that go into tuning. That's why usually when I work with those folks one-on-one, I'll be like, yeah, we can get through some stuff in a half an hour, but realistically we want to dig in for about an hour. So yeah, there you go, Corsair. Great question. Espander says, hello, and Harbles says the birds and the PIDs. Martin Wayne with a 5-pound super chat. He says, hey man, got a Diatone i3, which I rate N, and I got iFlight Nazgul batteries on the way, Flywheel Explorer on the way, Banggood Slow, and the Ishin sent with some characters. Sent up pound at. Diatone i3. Thank you for the generosity, Martin. Very, very cool of you. I don't know what the Diatone i3 is, though. Let's look it up real quick. Oh, the Roma. Okay, the Diatone Roma. Oh, L3. L3. Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, so long-range rig. Nice. You're a long-range guy, Martin. Very cool. Diatone makes really good stuff. Runcam split 3 nano. Okay. Look at that little guy. Vertical camera plates. Nice looking little rig. I didn't even know this existed. Very cool. 120 grams. That's pretty light. What's it got? Double 26. Oh, it is. Oh, cool. Okay. So it's got the HD on board with the double 26 by 26. That's a cool little build. What do they got going on the back here? Man, they could have shortened this rear end up quite a bit by putting a nano ESC in here. I guess the reason that they did this is that so that this will take analog or digital, which I guess at this point is kind of smart. But technically, they could have made a. I like it when there's it's with micros we have to be so careful about weight that I really like when a manufacturer will make a shorter version of the frame, which is not that much work, right? Like, yeah, I get it. They're gonna have to. It's warehousing and it's a pain in the ass, but I guess the other thing it's nice about not having two separate frames, one for analog, one for digital, is that I feel like eventually we're all going to go over to digital. So to not have to switch your frame out would be kind of nice. So I can totally see both sides of it. This rig is good to go. We are all set for fireworks tonight. And that should be fun. I've got 5 batteries charged. I'm not going to charge any more than that. What I don't need are these short little prop nuts, because we're going full stealth tonight, and we're going to do that with 5143s. So we'll throw these guys on here, just loose like, and then we'll be all set. I'm gonna do sort of final prep on these guys at Patrick's house. I'm gonna tape over the arm LEDs because I don't want to like disrupt anyone's. You know, it's a fireworks show. It's not a drone show, so yeah, I don't want to disrupt anybody's firework viewing experience with a drone flying around. Although last time there was fireworks and there was a drone flying around, everybody seemed to think it was pretty fucking cool. But still, I'd rather err in favor of being stealth rather than being loud and visible and, you know what I'm saying? And, like, God forbid anybody gets upset that we're flying a kid's toy around near fireworks. This will make it a little bit more difficult for them to figure out where the hell we're coming and going from. What is this? Why do I have battery straps on the? Oh, right. Why are there 2 battery straps on the floor? That's weird. So there's a local technical school that's about to open up. That it looks like they want to work with me on teaching the kids how to build and tune and fly. I think maybe drones. So that could be really interesting. That's kind of exciting. It's a contact I made from doing work trade at the yoga studio, actually. So that's pretty cool. She, her name is Ginny, and I met her the one day, and we were kind of talking about drones, and she left a note at the front desk that I just got the other day, which is pretty cool. I'd really like to connect with you to discuss drone building and photography/video with my student at Innovation. Yeah, it's called Innovation Academy. Please contact me when you're available. Ginny, she's the science and tag teacher. You guys know what tag is? I don't know what it's. TAG, science and TAG teacher. So yeah, I shot her an email yesterday. Could be really cool. Could be nothing. Could be really cool though. I'll let you guys know when I know. So in the chat, we've got a C, we've got an F, another F, another F, another F, a C. So it looks like we're doing some formation flying. As soon as we get caught up on chat. Abraham says, with your next rig, you should try the roster UAV tech method. Start at the Betaflight defaults, crank PID sum to 1,000, then bring the filters down and the PID sum up. Works surprisingly well for me. Yeah, that's, I'm very tempted to do that, and I probably will. I won't need to go down to Betaflight defaults. I'll just need to back my tune. You know, I might actually not need to back my tune off, because my tunes are pretty gentle. Like, I don't really have the PID tunes cranked up because I'm looking for a softness in the video footage that has a more cinematic kind of feel. So I could probably just crank the PID sum all the way up on all these rigs and be totally fine. But yeah, not right before like something interesting. Like I'll do that in the middle of the week when I'm just going out to a random spot. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll do a maybe I'll bring a tripod with me and do a little tuning. I'll bring a tripod and put on the lav mic, and I'll do a quick and bring the laptop even, and just do a quick sort of comparison of that. Where, yeah, that would be kind of cool. So what I'll do is I'll leave PID sum alone, leave my tunes alone, fly a battery, bring it back, turn PID sum all the way up, fly another battery, and then probably, well, and right there, that'll be really interesting to see as a back-to-back. At that point, I'll probably fly a third battery where I pull my PIDs, because I'm assuming at that point, like, it'll be on the edge. It'll be, like, really, really locked in, and I usually prefer to have them pulled back a little bit from that. So then I'll probably just jump into the OSD and just bring the PIDs down a little bit. Yeah, that could be a cool little before and after. Layman Board says, I'm still kind of new, been flying over a year now, just started really tuning 5 months back. Tuning my glide opened my eyes, it flies so much better coming off a dive, it's so smooth. Very cool, Layman Board, just keep your head down, man. Just keep changing the numbers and trying to avoid the placebo. That's one of the hardest things about tuning. If you're trying to convince yourself that you can feel a difference, you're probably not feeling a difference. My recommendation is always to make big changes. Make like 10, 15, 20 point changes. That's the only way I can ever really feel what the hell's going on. Feel a difference, A to B. Also, it helps if you fly a couple of batteries in a row, 2 or 3 or 4 batteries in a row, and then make a change. Flying one battery and then making a change, a lot of times you're not dialed in enough because maybe it's been like an entire week since last time you flew, or maybe you were flying something else and your muscle memory is not like, 1-to-1. Drone Pilot says, I fly for fun and like my long range smooth video. I fly loose tune, no hard stops, so gusts kind of move the rig like it's been touched by a pillow. Higher I term to keep it coming back. Gel Captain says, you still remember how to pronounce my name? Oh yeah, it's Jella, right? I told you I was going to forget. Seth Inman says, do you like the F3 prop? I do not, Seth. It's not for the same reason that I don't like the S3 prop. It's just too low of a pitch. It's not pitchy enough for me. The F4 is a much better match for my flying style and like the amount of speed that I want and power that I want from a propeller. The F3 is a great prop if you don't want to cover ground. If you want... if you fly really technical spots, you like flying slower, you want less pitch. That's the reason to go with the F3 prop. My favorite prop at the moment, though, is still the 5143. The Gemfan 5143 is the same pitch as the F4 prop, but it's a little bit heavier and a little bit more durable, and I like that extra durability. Corsair says, thanks for the advice. Ricardo says, I pulled the trigger Ishin 5-inch frame, 5mm arms, 2mm plates. The sale was 14 euros. How bad or good do you think it might be? It'll probably be shockingly good. It'll almost guaranteed be worth more than 14 euros, so nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I don't know anything about it. I've never even seen it, so but I mean, for 14 euros, you kind of can't go wrong. Drone Pilot says, recently got the Zeus Nano VTX board that looks like a boomerang. Not only has it got great range power, also it doesn't fry the board, no antenna from crashing. That Zeus Nano VTX is what I put in the 4-inch giveaway rig from back in April. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was totally fine. And that, like, with a VTX, I mean, fine is good. Like, when a VTX just works, like, that's kind of all we can ask for. So yeah, I was talented and gifted. That's what tag is. Good call, Robert. Thank you for that. Layman Board says, I hear the change too. What were we talking about? What change do you hear, Layman Board? in the tune, maybe? Double A's in the house. Seth Inman says, I fly the F4 as well. All right, fellas, we got 25 minutes. Let's get into Velocidrone and do some flying. We're going to be doing some formation flying as voted on by you guys that put F's and C's into the chat. I've got a cable here. I'm going to plug this cable in.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And we're going to go to a USB joystick. And I'm going to select my simulator model on my transmitter, which will turn off I have it set to turn off the, I don't know, whatever the hell powers the antenna. I forget what the word is at the moment. Velocidrone is coming up. I feel like I'm missing one thing that I need to do. Oh, I didn't mean to put the red TPU on that rig. I meant to put the purple TPU on that rig. Oh well. I'll fix it next time they're both apart. Okay, so we're gonna go to multiplayer. We're gonna pick the... So you guys want to do this as well. You should pick the Rooster. And I gotta get this out of full screen mode. I gotta pull this chat over. And right. Robin Duckett says the Reckon 3 is a bit wobbly on default PID, so I wonder if increasing the PID some would help. It very well could, Robin. It's certainly something. It's certainly something that is worth giving a quick try. Kind of no reason not to try it. Just be careful of motor heat. Be careful of flyaways the first time you arm it. Okay, here we go. Robin Duckett says PAL has more vertical lines but less frame rate. That's weird because when I switched it just now, the NTSC definitely had more. So the name of the room is CiottiFPV. It's in the America region. Yeah, because just now when I switched it between PAL and NTSC, NTSC definitely had more vertical field of view than PAL did. No, not dynamic weather. What am I thinking? Let's go to city. That's where we go for formation flying. And we'll put some obstacles in the way. That could be kind of cool. Open class laps, select scenery. All right, room will be open in a minute. Robin Duckett, it kind of depends. To a little bit more of an answer for you. It depends on whether or not PID sum is going to help. Also depends upon when that rig is a bit wobbly. Oh boy. If it's a bit wobbly at 0 throttle, or if it's a bit wobbly at mid throttle, or if it's a bit wobbly at full throttle, those are all going to make a big difference. So here's how it goes for anybody that doesn't remember. Just crash to get to the normal restart point. Oh, farts. So we're not going to do this map because the restart point is here, and that's stupid. Let's try this one. This is better, I think. Alright, so just crash, get to the Oh, this ain't gonna work either. What about this mega spec race? I want to make sure that the restart point is a good spot that's kind of like on Main Street. Because then what we do is we fly up and down Main Street. Man, I haven't flown in the sim in a fucking while. Alright, this map ain't gonna work either. Let's try around the block. I don't think this is gonna work either. Let's crash real quick. Get to the restart point. Yeah, this ain't gonna work either. So we just gotta go, we gotta just do pylons. That's fine. That's what we always used to do. Alright, so with pylons, when you crash, the restart point is right here. So this is what I call Main Street. what we're doing is we're flying up and down Main Street at 40 miles per hour. Your mile per hour is up here in the top right of the screen. 40 miles per hour is the target cruise, and then when we get to the end, we do a big split S. When you do the split S, you blip the throttle at this crosswalk. Throttle blip, split S over, and then we come back in the opposite direction. And the point is, I'm the cameraman, you guys are the subjects. So all you guys want to do is stay as close to each other as possible. I'm going to change my color to purple. You don't ever want to follow purple, you want to follow whoever's in front of the group. So let's come in here, and I'm going to change myself to purple, and I'm also going to change your guys' colors so that everybody has their own color. There's really no reason for repeats. So we're going to go white, we're going to change green to like a nope, we already got cyan. We don't have red yet. Cyan, yellow, magenta, green, white, red, orange. So now everybody is their own color. Never, ever, ever follow purple, because purple is me. I'm going to be whipping around trying to get good. Being a camera person, right? Like, I'm the one doing the live stream. There you guys go. So yeah, so right now, cyan is sort of in the lead, so to speak. So what you guys want to try to do is get as close to cyan as possible. And at some point, somebody's going to accidentally pass cyan, and when that happens, you're the leader. When you're the leader, just try to get going 40 miles an hour, nice and low, and just be real steady, and let the other people get close to you. At some point, somebody's going to pass you, and they're going to become the leader. Let's not have, it looks like light blue is Callisto. Let's not have Callisto be the leader the entire time, because it's kind of boring to be the leader, right? Like, you're just running a straight line at 40 miles an hour. It's sort of for the greater good, and I try to come up and follow the leader and like put the camera on the leader as often as possible to, you know, say like, hey, thanks for being the leader. But yeah, like, so we saw that green passed the leader here. A lot of times on the split S's, people will pass each other, and that's good. So we got like Jugfire in the lead here. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time here to kind of tighten up. It's really hard to follow. It's really hard to, my God, I forgot how cool that looks. It's really hard to get tight on and follow really closely. It's you wouldn't think that it would be so difficult, but it really, really, really is. So this is your chance to practice. And then out in the real world, when you go and do it, it's about 10,000 times cooler than even this. So yeah, just try to fly absolutely as steady as possible. You want to keep your sticks as quiet as you possibly can, little gentle movements, especially when you're the leader. When you're the leader, your job is to try to be really quiet on the sticks. Nail that 40 miles an hour and just stay super straight. That's going to really help everybody else out to getting really close to you and really tight into you. And so, again, for the split S's, right, we're going to come down here for the split S. We're going to be going 40 miles an hour. We're going to blip the throttle when you hit this last crosswalk. So here's what it looks like. Coming up to it, coming up to it, coming up to it. Last crosswalk, throttle blip, and it's a quick one. Quick throttle blip, come on over, try to not go outside the map, turn it around, and go and come back the other direction. No reason to do a huge throttle blip at that crosswalk. Just a little one, and that's going to keep you guys a little bit closer together. You guys are starting to group up really nicely. I also have to get used to filming you guys. It's a really different kind of way of flying to try to make this look interesting but keep you guys in my view the entire time. It's really, really fun. But it's difficult. Look at this group of 3. Ah! Here come the lads. Let's get them again. Look at you guys. God, it looks so cool with the trails. And then the split S's always look really cool too. Once you guys really start to get grouped up, we'll do we'll climb up one of these towers and we'll try to do I guess it's not a tandem dive, it's like a, I don't know, septa dive, because I think there's 6 of us. And that'll be cool. So where we're going to do that, just for the record, is the other side. So I'm going to do it for you guys Oh, wow, you guys are really grouped up. Look at you guys figuring it out. So don't do it with me, but just to show you guys what the dive is going to be, it's going to be up here. It's this building here. So eventually, when I tell you to, we're going to climb up to the top of this building, and then we're just going to try to dive down it instead. Oh, look how cool that looks. You guys are doing a really good job getting close to each other. So let's actually do it on the next one. We're going to go down the end on this one. We're going to do the split S like normal. And then the next time that we go back the other way, we're going to climb up that building together. At the top of the building, you're going to chop the throttle. You're going to try not to go over the top of the building. And then we're going to try to SEPTA dive back down it. So try to get tight. You guys are doing really good. All right, drop back down from your split S's. Getting tightened up. And I'm actually going to lead the way. Wait until the base of the building. You're going to go full throttle at the base of the building. Climb up the top. Chop the throttle. Try not to go over the roof. Here we go. Full throttle up it. Chop the throttle when you're almost here. You want to try to float up to the edge. And then come back down. It's really hard to do it. And then you use that as the split S. So that's going to take some practice. Everybody got really separated. That's very normal. That happens every time. And then once you come back down, try to get grouped back up. You've got your entire run here to get grouped back up with the leader, and then you've got your split S, and then you can get grouped up again, and then we can go for it one more time. So here we go. Yellow is in the lead. I'm going to lead you guys one more time. Looks like that's DK3FPV. I'm going to lead you going a little bit more than 40. Wait until the base, and then hammer the throttle. And then make sure you chop the throttle 3/4 of the way up. Hammer it, chop it. You want the momentum to carry you to the top of the building, and then you want to free fall down. Here they come, look at that. And then my job is to try to kind of capture you guys. So now I'm not going to lead you guys up the building anymore. Whoever the first person is when we come back, that's the person that you guys want to try to follow up the top of the building. Wait until the base, hammer the throttle, 3/4 of the way up, chop the throttle. It's going to take 10, 15 tries to get it even remotely close. It's really difficult to do. Let's try it again. I'm going to let you guys lead this time, and I'm just going to try to film you. There it is. Wait until the base. Don't hammer the throttle too early. Get it. Get up it. Try to stay closer to the building so you guys are getting pulled out away from the building. Drive yourself to the right towards the building, and then try to run as close as you can up the side of the building. In the same way that we're trying to stay low to the street, try to stay close to the side of the building. And then same thing on the way down. Try to stay as close as you possibly can. Once we get this kind of going, I'll put on some music and we'll do a little music video. And then I think we're going to end for the day. Let me see what time it is. Oh, come on. 4:49, yeah, so we got like roughly 10 minutes. So let's try this 2 more times, and then I'll put some music. Oh, look at you guys grouping up. Very nice. All right, let's see it, boys. Fly towards the building, and then full throttle up the side. It's cool watching you guys come up the side of the building. And then there you go. Now you guys are getting it. Now you're getting nice and close to the side. Good, good, good. All right, group yourselves up. Now's your chance. Nice short little split S. Who's red? I can't read it. Rodan is red. He is in the lead. Thank you for leading the lads down. Again, 40 miles an hour is your target. Even when you're the leader, you got to be looking at your speed. You got to be trying to be nice and low to the ground. You got to try to do all the things. So even though it's kind of boring because you can't see other people, you still got to work it. And you got to try to stay quiet on the sticks. Get towards the building and hammer it. Let's see it. There you go. Try to chop the throttle a little bit earlier so you don't go so high up over the building. Ooh. There they come. All right, hit that one more time. I'm gonna get some copyright-free music going here, and then we can try to make a cool little impromptu edit or whatever you want to call it. All right, let's go with electronica and dance. It looks like Here Come the Lads. I'm just gonna put the first one on. Oh, that is cool. That is cool watching everybody come by. Let's see it. Close to the building, hammer it, chop the throat. Oh, there you guys go. There you guys go. The dive bomb on red coming down hard. This song will work. All right, hold on. That was fun. That was really difficult, and that was really fun. That brings us right at 5 o'clock. Boys and girls, damn. Woo. I was concentrating really hard, kind of getting into it. Damn. You guys can feel free to stay in here. Hold on, let me kill this. Woo, man, I'm gonna, I might clip that out. Damn. I was really in that. I forgot how much fun that is to try to film you guys. Whew, man, my eyes, holy cow. I was really squinting and working it. Very cool. Music kind of mixed in really well there. You guys are doing a great job. It's unbelievable how much easier it is to group up when we're just going up and down Main Street versus trying to get up and down that building. It's really difficult. But these guys did an awesome job in kind of clumping up, and I did my best to make it look interesting with some cool flying, as well as you know, show off the lads. Huge thanks to Super Solid, Hacks, Expander. Who else was in here? Jugfire. I think I saw Static 9 maybe. Oh wait, no, I can just pull up the player list. But I can't read it because the quality is so low on my old ass computer. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Christian Float, it's his bedtime. Double A says chop it and post it. And caught up on chat. Thanks for hanging out, fellas. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's today? Sunday? Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow night is a giveaway night. So that'll be fun. And we will continue to rebuild the Smash It Up All Day Every Day glide and Q&A as always. Thanks for joining me. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com if you'd like to support me so I can keep on doing this. We're kind of doing a little bit of this right now, so let's see if we can maybe even it out and start growing this thing again. April is huge. Worst sounding car I've ever heard. Yeah. Love you guys. Here's some real flying from... Or not. Come on. What's going on here? Get this song back going again. Drip Talk. This'll work. Here's some real flying from the cross buildings. Enjoy. And I will see you tomorrow night. Later.
Talking dirty, eat them hoes, drip and drip. Talking dirty, eat them hoes, drip and drip the balls.